Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the new Thai Immigration Bureau Chief. That chief's name is Lieutenant General Songpong Chingduang. I'm used to the old immigration chief's name. I'm still getting used to it. Hopefully I'll be able to roll that off my tongue rather quickly here in the near future. But that being said, as noted in previous videos, he replaces the prior immigration chief, Surachat Bigjok Hakpan. And as noted in other videos, this gentleman comes from a much more, for lack of a better term, enforcement background within the immigration apparatus, if you will, having been the head of the Border Patrol Police, who take a much more enforcement-oriented approach with respect to immigration policy. And it should be noted in a recent article from the Bangkok Post, that's bangkokpost.com, the article's titled, New Immigration Chief Bullish, the following was noted, and I'll quote directly. He being the general in question here, the head of immigration, said the IB is Immigration Bureau, IB is ramping up the use of biometric technology at international airports to guard against transnational criminals. Biometric identification such as retina scans will play an increasingly important role in preventing the movement of criminals throughout the region. So this is really interesting to me. He's quoted further. They asked him about how he would be dealing with things coming off of his predecessor. And he's quoted as saying, "We'll continue to do the good things started by the former IB chief. But if there are still things that need to be changed, we'll fix them for the benefit of the country." This biometric thing is interesting. In the past, biometrics really kind of changes the game, if you will, with respect to immigration. Or I should say, it greatly decreases even the possibility of immigration fraud. I've dealt with immigration for years, and immigration fraud, quite frankly, is far less prevalent than it's sometimes made out to be, but it does happen. And for that reason, people should be aware of how the immigration system works, or try to be aware of how it works, in order to stay in compliance with the rules. But for those who are just, blatant fraudsters looking to basically concoct false identification in order to pass through immigration checkpoints, biometrics really are the sort of, for lack of a better term, kryptonite to stop that. Because as noted, they may be using retinal scans here sometime in the future in Bangkok, or at least at the airports. If that's the case, well, retinal scans, there isn't any faking a retinal scan that I know of. There may be some sort of science fictional technology out there that's sort of in theory, but your eyeball is your eyeball is your eyeball, and being able to sort of replicate another person's retina would be rather difficult, and I would imagine the technology to do that would be so cumbersome to be cost prohibitive from carrying it through the airport. If biometrics are introduced, it would pretty well be a watershed moment here in Thai immigration with respect to their enforcement capability. And I think this is serious. I don't think this is, sort of one of those things that's kind of bandied about and they don't really have any intention to do it. I think the time will come when this will be technology regularly and routinely in use at the various immigration checkpoints, throughout the kingdom. So the thing to keep in mind with respect to concluding this video, the new immigration chief, I do not believe is going to change policy with respect to his predecessor. In fact, I think policy is set and the people that implement it may come and go, but the overarching theme, the overarching policy will remain. So the thing to take away from this video is, although it will not get harder, those who are looking to abuse the system or game the system might want to think about a different jurisdiction, because I think Thailand is taking immigration fraud very seriously and will do so into the future.